Okay, so everybody has a job right now. If you have a phone asking you to take that phone out, find your camera, and then is this podium going to be in the way for y'all over here? You can stand up and move if you need to. I'm going to try and move the podium and take a shot of the QR code, and that's going to get you in the club. Do I need to move the podium for y'all over here? If you want to play, you don't have to play.
I can't see.
Thank you to Chicago Wilderness for sharing their fancy Merimeter account. We appreciate that. So some of you are figuring it out, and I don't know if I'll take that QR code away, maybe. I'm hoping we'll get everybody's ideas on there. Guess that'd be fun to know who's in the room rather than a long list of names and affiliations. Hey, it's working. Yeah. We got a lot of empty chairs. Wonder if you think your positions got removed. We're done shooting the QR code. I'm gonna try and make it disappear so we can see some more answers on there. Okay, that didn't do it. Oh, here we go. Fox River Summit, way to go. Was that you, Tom?
No.
Right on. Wow. All right, well, it's apparent to me there's a lot of reasons to love the Fox River. So that's one thing we all have in common here. Regardless of how we feel about many other things, we have that in common. All right, we're gonna try another one. Oh, mark your calendar now. We have the date for next year already. And Tom put this together. This is pretty impressive. So we've shared a lot of knowledge and a lot of camaraderie over the years. And for some of us, this event is the premier thing that helps us stay together as a watershed. All right, so this is pretty easy one, but I think you don't need a new QR code. Look at you go. Oh yeah. Illinois is winning. It's tied. Oh no. All right, thank you. Thank you. Can't please everybody. I learned that. Okay, we'll roll with that. Thank you, everybody, for that. So, okay, last one. You can't remember, you're probably in the like third category. Okay, welcome all you newbies here. Rookies, all right. Thank you for whoever coerced them into being here. All right, that's it for that. So now we're just going to do a really quick switcheroo, I hope. Go to here. Go to here. Here. I'm trainable. Oh yeah. All right, so Fox River Summit is a rare event because we're able to bring the whole watershed together. It's big and involves a state line and 15 county lines and a bunch of different municipalities. So it's a regional event. And I just put the football helmets up there. You know, we differ in some ways, but we also know that we're connected in many ways. And throughout time, I think it was a Rock River presentation on the National Water Trail was the inspiration for our own application. And let's hear it for Karen Miller and her whole crew that put that together. Yeah, yeah. So now the river really does bond us through that entity. And then I'll be after lunch telling you the story of it's our Fox River Day. And that also is a watershed wide event. But last one, no, next to last one for you. So this is setting you up for the State of the Fox address. I have my picks, but I just wondered if you wanted to offer some. Maybe you got to do a new QR code for this one. Sorry, you three people that are annoyed. It's probably like 33 now.
Yep, that works too.
All right, thank you. All right. I'm gonna use this as a teachable moment. The Seaville stands for Carpentersville, but actually the name of that dam is Carpenter. And it's named after the person that is responsible for Carpentersville. Just for your information in the future. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with some animation. Might be a little too much for me. I'm gonna have to get on the main floor. Well, thank you for sharing that. So when I was preparing for the state of the Fox River from the last year, I sent out maybe 100 queries to municipalities and engineering firms so that I could herald your work. And I got response from Tom. So I'm glad that we can see what some of you others think, and I plan to do it again next year. So while you're doing your great work this year, just think about me and send along a slide or two with some information, and that'd be appreciated. All right. Here we go. So these are the categories for this year, and I'm here without a costume this year so far. All right, so this was pretty popular in your responses. It was the removal of the Carpenter Dam, and not going to go off on this because this will be the main presentation at the end of the day. The dam is gone, but the sign is staying, right? Is that correct? Right, so it's a historic place. So this is the before picture. You might want to use the island in the middle as a guide. And this is what it looked like in December, in mid-December. And so for some people that this is what they thought was a river, have learned it was hiding. And so the river was hidden, and so was all that shoreline. And I can share that most of that area is a sand beach now. You'll hear that story later. All right, so it was really cool that we got a land acknowledgement at the beginning of the program, and it's very important. It'd be great if we could do a better job of keeping that kind of wisdom alive. I grew up in the Aldo Leopold School, you know, and I thought that was the original great land stewards. Now I'm learning a little bit more. For thousands of years, people lived in harmony with the land and were land managers. So this is in Illinois. Shavanaugh Lake is the result of a dam. It's a highly used recreation area, mainly for fishing. So there was a treaty that was formed during the era when Native Americans were being moved west. And so they carved out a little space, and Chief Shavanaugh was there. And the story that I believe is that he went on tour to Oklahoma to see a relative, and the federales decided that meant he was abandoning the land, and the treaty was violated, and they lost their rights there. But now they have regained it. So I'm sorry, when I wanted to update the slides, what I learned with the fancy question thing, you can't go back and edit your slides. So when I first delivered this slide, it was in January. So in January, the Illinois Department of Natural Resources entered into an agreement. So the state is still going to manage the land, but it will be the property of the Potawatomi. Down in my particular neighborhood, there were a series of referendums, and we learned once again there's been so many referendums supporting open space. And this one was a lot of work, especially in McHenry County. I don't know if it came down to single digit voting, but I know there were a lot of last minute phone calls being made. So it was really, really close, but it was an outstanding yes. And so these are the kind of things that that funding will attend to. So it was a political victory. And now I realize that I have to add this to the category of watershed-wide thinking. It's not just, it's our Fox River Day and the summit and the water trail. It's also the National Wildlife Refuge that we share. So they've been piecing away at this. There's the map of it, pretty small. Sorry about that. But just recently was very large land acquisition. And so that's another piece in the pie And it's up there in red, and they have a table over there if you wanna, could you hear anything I was saying before? Okay, all right, sorry, just got a new audio. Okay, so at any rate, they have a table over there. I encourage you to check them out. All right, so on the Wisconsin side, a study was completed for the total maximum daily load. I can't tell you anything about the study. I'm just heralding that we have that completed. On the Illinois side, for part of the watershed, we have the Fox River Study Group that is working on how to address the impairments that we have as a alternative to the total maximum daily load.
It's not quite done yet. They're working.
Well, that's kind of the story here. So it says the 2022 survey. So in Illinois, the DNR rotates every 5 years between 5 major watersheds. So that we welcome them into the Fox once every 5 years for censusing, but they're happy to tell you what they found that day, but it takes 2 years to put the report together and get it out. So it's been released just last year, but the survey itself, the fun stuff, happened in 2022. Excuse me. So this is just a graphic that tells the story as you go downstream, diversity increases. And it's mainly a factor of habitat. Maybe oversimplifying that, but that's the basis for it. So here we're in the Chain of Lakes area. I think this one is Algonquin. And then down all the way down the line to Dayton. And if you read the report, I can give you the link to that, or you can look it up. It's dam related, according to the fisheries biologists. So we have greater diversity because the fish cannot repopulate because of the dams going north, oversimplified. But hooray for the study, a lot of really cool things. This is a rainbow darter. If it was in breeding season, you'd probably think if you were in Costa Rica because of the orange and blue that's on there. Some of the fish, they don't get much bigger than that, but some get quite a bit bigger. Raise your hand if you know the organism in the middle on the top. Big worm. It's a brook lamprey. So a lot of really cool stuff in there. A little bit more big head catfish on the top right. And I saw a lot of fisher people. And I think I saw smallmouth bass as one of the favorite things on there. Okay, right here in town is the Southeast Wisconsin Fox River Commission, which funds the program that we're enjoying, and lots of projects on the ground. And again, a reminder, if you're doing cool projects in this next year, please share with me. We want to herald those. Here's another one. Watershed groups, as we know, I don't know, I think we have for sure over 30 sub watersheds in the Fox River watershed, and a lot of great stuff going on. I don't have to point it all out to you, but that's what it takes. It takes cleanups, connecting the people, restoration work, and funding for the whole thing. And we're gonna have a presentation about Milwaukee Lake coming up today too. So same thing, river access. And then we have the rock stars, and we got the rock stars in the house today. A lot of times when we think about the watershed, we're only thinking about moving surface water that's there, but we're in all the land that drains into those tributaries and ultimately the river are important, and how we treat the land is important. So we're going to have a presentation from some locals today. Last question, if you want to. That was all the happy stuff. You're not looking that happy. I'm gonna go dark here for a little bit. How am I doing for time?
35 minutes.
How many?
35.
All right, we'll be taking a break.
We can start early with.
Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, here we go. Who put Mentimeter? I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Thanks, Ben. Not doing that again. It's kind of cool, but
It's all right.
the learning curve was really steep. Jim, are you voting more than once? Okay, thank you for your participation. Let's hear it for y'all. Thank you. All right, so thanks for your help with that. All right, so the graphic that you can't read in the top right, maybe you can pick that water body out, Lake Michigan. So what it's showing in the top is from the 90s to 2015, the quagga mussel increase. But I wanted to share the zebra mussel decrease in the same time period from the 90s to 2015. So the bad news is the quagga mussel was found in Lake Geneva this past year. But I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to be one of these: population goes up, population goes down. So we'll see what the impact's going to be. I have okay, let's move on. I have a lot of stories, and even though I have a half an hour, I'm not going to do that. And same thing up and down, harmful algal blooms. And so these are a threat to pets and human health, and a nuisance, etc. And talk to some folks that are responders, and it's really frustrating because by the time they get the call and they can get out there, it's gone. And they're not finding the evidence of that. Like, that part's good, but it's hard for them to accept it as data and then be tracking things. But you can go on the website and see where they are and report. At least you were able to do that at the Environmental Protection Agency. All right, so I don't know about Wisconsin, but I think I do know about Illinois, that both the white-tailed deer and the Canada goose at one time were extirpated out of the state, like there were none, and they had to be reintroduced. Whose idea was that? So I like them. I just saying, like, in a lot of cases, in certain geographical areas, they're nuisance species. And so what oftentimes happens when you have big population increases, you have problems with that with disease. So it's easy to spread. Hence is the case with white-tailed deer, with chronic wasting disease. And I know in my home county and the county preserves, culling takes place. to reduce the herd size and reduce the infestation. Just this last year, fielding phone calls about many new dead deer along the shore of the Fox River. And sure enough, I went out and there were deer on the shore of the Fox River. And the first reports were that it was blue tongue disease, but that was refuted. So it's, bear with me, biologists, it's the exopheric hemorrhage disease. Anybody want to help me with that? Wait, isn't that what I said? All right, we're both on it, EHD. And so it comes on very fast. It's a virus. One of the main spreaders are midges, and midges often inhabit slow moving water, where you might find a lot of algal growth. But they go down right away. And the reason we're finding them by the river is one of the symptoms is dehydration. And so they're going to have a drink. Waterfowl, this is not a local problem, but they're, same thing, lots of calls about dead Canada geese along shorelines. And, excuse me, this is a management problem because we get the calls. I don't know who to share, who to call. Should they be calling, figure out who owns the land there? Because they're a regulated hunting species, is that up to the DNR? And I think the DNR came out this year and said, if there's 6 or more, call us, otherwise don't. But what do we do about the geese that are there and that are dead? And lots of reports about threats to especially dogs. But I just learned the other night there was a bald eagle dead, reported from scavenging. So bald eagles like fish, but they also like stuff that's easier to catch. So at any rate, that's something that we need to work on. All right, we're back to happy stuff. So after lunch, I'm going to be sharing results from our Fox River Day last year, and this year, and over the last years, I've been encouraging more support from Wisconsin, and it's our Fox River Day, and Burlington showed up this year. So they're getting the MVP award, or yeah. And they're actually getting an award today after lunch, but they had 5 different events. And we had a kickoff at a local brewery right here, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. And I think Scott, are you in the house? There's Scott. So he did this one. So you can talk to Scott. Thank you, Scott. And then there's a new group in town. This is just their 2nd year. It grew out of this international group that the person I know is Mary, and she was part of that group, and she's talking to people from India and the Philippines, etc. And she lives in Lake County, Illinois, and realized, like, we got some work to do here at home. And so she created this group, and just like the founder of Friends of the Fox River in the beginning, like, they sought off change makers and assembled just a really impressive group of people. Friends of the Fox got an award because we served as an educational model for youth with this group, and they did 2 high school field days, and I attended those, and one of them had over 300 students there, and everybody got to hold a fish. And a lot of you, this is dominated by natural resource specialists here. So probably even as a kid, you had a lot of experience in the outdoors. These were suburban kids, and for sure over half had never touched a fish before without a fork. So it was really cool experience. So they're up and coming and they just got some pretty sophisticated water quality monitoring equipment over my head. Kind of, but they're gonna be getting some really strong data and they want to work on improving lake quality. So that's it for 2024. Let's hear it for a really good year, 2024, please. Thank you. I'm not taking credit. I'm just the messenger. But we got some big things coming up in 25 we already know about. So we have the fabulous Fox Water Trail, but it's not done. So there are going to be several new launches established. And I think you can also take out there. They're not just launches. And so that's gonna help probably as an economic driver in all those towns. And at each of those stops, there's also the new whiz bang kind of signs that are there. And then in the bottom right corner, you see El Cardinal. Right now, it's kind of a secret society. Raise your hand if you know what cardinal means. It's not a red bird. All right, what it stands for is, I'm going to go in geographic order going downstream. It represents Algonquin, 2 Dundees, there's an east and a west, Carpentersville, and then we're adding this year L because that means the, but that stands for Elgin. And so because the removal of the Carpentersville Dam has given the fabulous Fox the longest free-flowing section in Kane County, we thought we'd celebrate. And so it started small, and it's growing. So this event is going to take place on June 22nd. Bob here has some informational cards with the who, what, where, how. Because it's so secret, we don't have it up yet on our website. Coming very soon at fotfr.org. You'll see a page for that and there'll be a registration. We're hoping for 200 paddlers to join us, or maybe a couple people in a craft like a canoe. And we're having one stop along the way at the former dam site where King County Forest Preserve District will do some interpretive work there. We might have some sponsor tables set up there, but the party will be in Elgin at the end. And that's all in the works too, but it's very exciting that we have this stretch and we hope you're gonna come. Please raise your hand if you think you're gonna be there. And oh yeah, all right. All right, that's gonna grow. All right, well, happy to say you made it. Let's hear it for you all. You made it through me and Mentimeters.